What's going on, everyone? Canuck here. Welcome to episode 22, I think, of our complete course construction series as we are moving right along. Whoa, chair going down. All right, perfect. So last episode we were busy building hole 7. I kind of like what we've done here. I want to do a little tweak, which we'll talk about shortly, but today we'll kind of do that little tweak. That won't take us long. And then our primary focus is going to be our 8th hole. So, and then the back 9 will basically be finished. So the only thing is I don't really have a really big idea for 8 yet, but it's coming. It's coming. I was having some weird controller issue. Actually, this is my second try recording this. I actually started building and then deleted everything because I was having such an issue with the dead zone of my controller was too big. So I just had to go into the Steam settings and just make it a little bit smaller because I was having trouble tracing more precise shapes all of a sudden. But I seem to have fixed it now, so fingers crossed. We were also having an issue our back button for planting wasn't working. I'm not sure if that's going to be an issue again, but some people were saying in the chat, or in the comments that people have similar issues sometimes. So anyway, we'll figure it out. Anyway, what I want to do before we kind of leave hole 7, it needs some tweaks with some sculpting and things like that. But we'll probably get to that at some point later on with some fine tweaking. Fine tweaking? Tweaking? I don't know. I'm saying weird things today. What I would like to see is I want to change this fairway a bit. I want to make it a little bit further out because I do want to give people a chance to just make this fairway from the back tee. If they get a good bounce. And right now that's not quite doing it. So I think if I back it up or just increase this about another 5-10 yards and probably move this tee box. I like where the tee box is sitting, so I'm not going to move it. I'm just going to move that up a little bit. That gives me a couple yards to play with. And then I'll move this. So anyway, technically we are constructing, so we should start the timer back up. We're at 14 hours, 18 minutes. My goodness. Music should be on. There we go. All right, so what I want to do here is I just want to start by moving these spline points. Yeah, definitely I fixed the sensitivity. So I was to the point where I was getting so frustrated, I was considering and playing around with designing with a mouse just to see. It definitely has some benefits, mouse design. I was starting to get the hang of it, but it would be far too slow. Okay, so let's just take a quick check here. So yeah, I love this tee shot. So I want it to be with a good drive, fast. It's gonna maybe one bounce into the rough and then land in the fairway, which that looks like it's just gonna do. And that's what I want. And I can't hit that shot anyway, so that's fine. This hole is doing what I'm intending it to do, so that is just fine. So, like I said, we've got kind of 7 of 8 holes in the bag. Or sorry, 8 of 9 holes in the bag. We still have hole 8 to work on, which I think is going to be much better now that we fixed up 3. I like the tee box now, looks a little bit different. And we shortened the fairway to give us a little bit of more space. So a lot of people were thinking, oh, there's not enough room to jam 8 in there. I am going to prove you wrong today. It is going to be tight, I agree. But I think it'll turn out okay. All right. Let's just jump in. I mean, I've loved this green site ever since I put it down. So this hole right now is playing about 380. 380 yards. I have some room to extend it. I might tip it all the way back here. Kind of like that tee box, actually. So And yes, that does make it a pretty similar distance to our last hole, but it's okay. Kind of like that. So 415. Yeah, so I don't want to go too far this way, because I don't want to be encroaching over here. And I kind of want to use this part here too. I like these trees. I want these to be a potential issue. So I kind of want to make it really narrow in here and then kind of widen in here. So I'll show you what I mean here. Okay, so it's almost like a little punch bowl. But we're gonna flatten some of it. Alright, yeah, controller working much better. There we go. I do kind of like this big ridge here. But almost like this green is kind of in this little swale. Beautiful. Alright, so what I want to do... Oh yeah, it's so much easier to get those precise shapes. I was having big issues last time. I was wondering what was going on. So, maybe a bit of a larger... I don't know if actually this is a large green. So something like that for a green. And then I will I've been doing too many green side bunkers, but I feel like there's probably room for a couple smaller ones here at the back. Maybe like that. Something there. And kind of this natural mounting we'll probably plant around. We'll definitely clean up this planting in here. And then for the main fairway shape, I'm not going to be connecting the green. I kind of want this green to be on its own little elevated island, kind of like maybe a little walk-in point here. So I might have the fairway kind of extend... I'm just thinking about this tee box. I'm not sure if I want to put it that far back. Where did I have it before? Gotta find a middle ground. 400 yards. I kind of want to get it to really pinch right here. About 310, which is perfect. Because it might get someone to bite, and then they're really going to be in trouble. I kind of want to lean people this way. Or steer people this way, I should say. To create, you know, a potentially, if you are a little too far to the right, you are jailed on your second shot. But I mean, not really. You can probably launch a 9-iron up over that. Or a wedge, but it gives you something to think about. So, we are going to flatten a bit. I really like this here. I think I might kind of use that and maybe have like a bigger bunker in here. That might be really menacing. I mean, it's 250 out, but that would look pretty cool. You know, I might even like this whole area here. It might just be a whole collection of like cool waste bunkers, which I'm kind of seeing. And you know, these also might kind of transfer over to 7 a little bit, but not really in play. I'm just kind of looking at these just natural mounding that's been given to me. And I like to do that. I kind of like to say like, oh, this is given to me. Let's see what I can do with it. You know, so like maybe I can create kind of a series of little waste bunkers here. Might be kind of neat. Just drawing in a few shapes here just to give some rough guidelines. I think that would look really cool. Just make it a little bit more terrifying. It kind of makes its way up the hill, so I would probably start my fairway pretty close up. We'd probably do this. Oh, that's probably too close. I'm gonna probably start it up here. And again, I don't want to go too far. Probably like this. Now that's pretty narrow. But kind of my plan is I want to have fairway kind of coming all the way up here. Okay, and then this is where it really opens up here. This is a little bit wacky. I don't know if this is going to work. I'm going to have to take a step back after I draw this and see if this is actually going to be a golf hole. That is a pretty narrow fairway. But, I mean, that's easily makeable. So, I mean, this is not even really in play, to be quite honest. Like, that's not even... Well, actually it is. Because, you know, you land here, that's not going to be great. I'm probably going to introduce some camber, maybe push it down the hill just to give people a little bit better spot. This is the ideal line where you want to go here. But, you know, the go for it is right here. Which you can do. I'll probably flatten it out, but, I mean, you got 17 yards to play with. It is pretty wild. And yeah, it is kind of jammed in here. It is, but it fits. Well, that's okay. Alright. We're gonna try that. Kind of like this idea, to be honest. This part I'm not quite sure about. I don't want to extend it too far over. I mean, I could probably maybe bring it out to here if I need to be. That actually might make it a little bit. It's 53 yards. That's huge. I'm just trying to... I don't want it to really encroach on... And it doesn't. I mean, most people are going to play the back, so it's not really going to affect it too much. And you can walk kind of along here, it'll be fine. And that even brings the cliff into play if people really are laying up, but... You know it's too close to the third hole when you start getting misreadings here. So as you can see, 2 green, 151 as you move it over here. Then it goes to 320 because it's reading this hole now. So that's when you know your golf holes are a little bit too close. And this is definitely the case here, but it would take some pretty major revamping for me to change that. So I'm okay with this. I am okay with this. So let's start laying down a few surfaces. So we'll start with the green. So maybe we'll bring it out here. And up. Pretty average size green. Maybe a touch on the small side, but it's only a 400-yard hole, so... I want that illusion it's kind of tucked away here. Light rough. There we go. Yeah, so we definitely have to work on that, but that's kind of the idea I want. Perfect. Well, not perfect, but the idea is there. So I want to just kind of flatten it for now, but I don't want to sacrifice losing that little bowl thing that we've got going here. Shape. I don't want it that's sitting in a bowl. Let's bring it up on all sides. Not too far here, because that's where people are going to be walking in. Let's make it pretty menacing. And you know, I might even put some bunkering here, which is kind of pointless. I might not do that, but maybe I'll plant it or something. Okay. Do I like that green? I think that'll do for now. It definitely needs some work, but for a spot, I think I like it. Okay. So now it is fairway time. I don't have any in fairway bunkers, so that makes things a little bit easier. Alright. So in now, this is, I think I'm gonna go wide. Otherwise it just looks a little too narrow. And we'll bring it up here. Kind of hug that line. And it's gonna go around this. It is kind of wild. Definitely kind of wild. And that's gonna really hug the tree line here. Probably the point where I'm gonna have to get rid of some of that planting. And there she is. Smooth. Toggle some rough. Boom. Interesting. I think that's all we can call hole 8. Is interesting. Yeah. I like this. Okay. So now we're going to work on a little bit of sculpting. But I don't want to lose the character of this fairway. I kind of want it kind of perched above those kind of low-lying, wasty bunkers that I'm going to be doing. This has the potential to be a real cool hole. Okay. So just a little flattening. We'll definitely have to remove some grasses over here. Oh, hate it when it does that. Okay, we'll do some up here as well. Alright, while we're doing this, I can get to a couple questions. Again, if you do have questions for me, feel free to throw them in the comments section. Always appreciate some good questions. There was some good ones lately. I haven't had a chance to look yet, but we'll look at the last episode. Jamie says, question for Canuck, who do you feel is the best designer on PGA 2K21? And then another guy says, oh, probably me. And then he was like, can confirm, not the best. That's funny. That was bold. That was bold to put his name in there. Anyway, who do I feel is the best designer? I mean, I feel like we've talked about this, but I think people have different strengths. So, you know, playability-wise, there's great designers. Visuals, there's great designers, but like the best all-around designer that can meld them both quite nicely is probably Ben B101, and he's got a lot of tutorials and stuff like that. He's definitely getting started on that stuff. So, you know, like I think a lot of people know, you kind of start with my tutorials, and then you kind of graduate over to Ben's. He's got some good stuff, but definitely a little bit more on the complex side. Well, not complex, just, you know, strategy side, I should say. I teach you kind of how to build. He gives you the whys. So yeah, he's a lot more cerebral, I guess. Yeah, I think he's probably the strongest designer. I also like Energizer. He's another really great designer. Maybe not as well known, but Chuko New Golf Club, he's really good. Petty, Brian Petty. Yeah, every one of his courses are usually amazing. So yeah, I mean, those are probably my top guys. I mean, Arctic Fury too, if you're looking for visuals. You have to stop what you're doing playing an Arctic Fury course. Alright. What a wild fairway. I kind of dig it. We're gonna have to really knock down the view. We're gonna have to nail that. We got a big hill here that we're gonna have to get rid of. But that'll happen. Now that I'm looking at this fairway, I don't like how it's... I was also looking, I did a quick off-stream playtest, or off-recording playtest, and the greens on this course are just atrocious. We have to fix them. We really have to fix them, so... But that'll be for another episode. Okay. So now... we gotta look at getting... So I see a lot of this being just like waste area. Kind of splitting up 6 and 7. You know, maybe this planting leaks just a little bit into here. I think I went too far. Maybe just a tad. And then, you know, I have to make a feasible, walkable way to get to the 8th fairway. So we're gonna have to keep that pretty flat. This is where our tee boxes will be. Ooh, I'm excited about this hole, guys. I think this has the potential to be something pretty nice. Okay. Is it there? The sight line's pretty close, I would say. Not as close as I thought. We're not quite there. So we could try a couple things. I'm just gonna fiddle with... Let's save this first. Gone too far. We don't want anything bad to happen. I really want to show that off. Flatten this out a bit. Better? Might be. Not really. It might look better with the when the bunkers are down, but it looks great from about 10 feet in the air, but maybe not so much. It looks great from there. think we just need a prop up. That's probably what we're gonna have to do. Let's prop the tee box up a bit. That might have done it. That's better. That's very close. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. So I think we can pull out the these little distance markers. Harry says, what do you like to watch on YouTube outside of golf, if any? That's a Harry J question. Harry J. What do I like to watch on YouTube? If you look at my YouTube profile now, it consists of Minnie Mouse cartoons and a show called Coco Melon, which I'm sure if you have any toddlers, you probably know what that show is. That's for my daughter. But what do I actually like to watch? I really like F1, so I like their channel a lot. Watch a lot of F1 stuff. Whatever's on. Like some of the late night stuff, I'll like monologues and stuff I'll watch. Video game stuff. Some golf stuff, obviously. Some design stuff. Like I like those Golf Digest videos, like every hole at. They just had a new one for Seminole Golf Club, which is really cool. I love those videos. Favorite golf-related YouTube channel? Well, I mean, I kind of have to say Barstool, Foreplay, right? Obviously, I had I helped Frankie over at Foreplay with a couple courses, Knives Creek and Butters Bay, which got very popular. Yeah, so I mean, I like their content. It's good. It's casual kind of stuff, but I like a lot of stuff. I like the fried egg stuff. What else do I like? Yeah, I like Adventures in Golf. Those are good ones. The Tourist Sauce videos. Yeah. I watch a lot of golf content. Try to watch as much as I can. God, this is gonna be a cool hole once we put the bunkers in, I think. Now this is gonna be kind of a tricky part. So I kind of want to just get a little random with some of this sculpting. I want to use these hills as much as I can as I flatten. Okay. That's looking pretty darn good. I hope. I hope. It's always where you, in your mind you think it looks good, and then it's not. Course Design HQ's got a question. It says, what is the first course you ever designed? The first one that I didn't throw away on the original golf club, I believe it was called... It was Red Hawk Country Club or something. I don't know. It was awful. It was just terrible. Like, yeah, that was back in with a primitive designer with no tutorials, just kind of fumbling around trying to figure out what I was doing. And yeah, I think I tried to play it once a couple years ago, and it's just laughable how bad it is. But I think my first real course where I kind of hit my stride and people started maybe taking notice was a course called Midnight Sun. It was a course set in the Northwest Territories of Canada. Had a nice boreal theme, and I think that's kind of where I got my my reels kind of. I started to break through, and that's when I was when I'd already started doing some course critiques and stuff like that. So I was able to pick up a lot of kind of what people were doing and trying to emulate that as much as I can, and that was kind of what I tried to do. Alright, so we're just gonna... just kind of try to get a little random and see what we get here. Some cool bunker shapes going. Yeah, these aren't really in play. Well, they aren't in play at all, but... and then I can just see like a lot of just grass and that kind of stuff planted in here as well. So these are, it's going to be just more waste bunkers than anything. Yeah, I'll probably do one in here. Just going to go a little crazy with the bunkering here. We'll see what we get. And then this is kind of going to be the signature kind of bunker here. It's going to come all the way out to the edge and actually be in play here. Recording this the Sunday before the Masters. So 7 days from now, we'll have a Masters champion. I'm excited to watch my second Masters in about 5 months. There we go, I kind of like that. There. Probably just add kind of a longer bunker that kind of snakes through this hill here. And I mean, it's not, I'm not going to know what this looks like until it's planted, I feel, but the idea in my head is this is going to look good. Will it actually look good? I don't know. Like, see, that seems a little much compared to kind of what I've got going. It just seems a little unnatural, but once I plant it all, it's like you won't even really see some of that, so I think I'm gonna actually ditch this middle bunker. Or maybe have just like part of it. Maybe just there. I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see. Okay, and then do I go bunker up the left side? Now that's putting it pretty close to the tee box there. Not too close though. Now I kind of put it up here. I think it just maybe makes shot a little bit more daunting. At least I hope so. So yeah, I mean, we haven't been doing a ton of bunkers, and I feel like we're going a little bunker crazy on this hole. So, I mean, does that fit? I don't know. I don't know. And we'll do even another bunker here. And that probably needs... we go. It's nice lighting. I kind of feel like anything will work pretty good here. But I want that to be in play. And it will be. It's still a little close to that third tee, but that is looking very menacing. I need this tee box to be higher. Like double this height. I've gone too far now. That I think will work. Not quite the look there, but it's very close. I just like to show a little bit more of the hole off, but it's just not quite sitting how I want it. I mean, we could bring the lower part of the fairway down a bit, but I want to go too far. Play with that a bit. Bring that down. And again, we're going to plant all in here. Like this is all going to be choked with grasses mostly. Okay, and then we'll probably put a couple, sticking with this, a couple bunkers at the back here. Not very big. Maybe even just one bunker. Fix how that's sitting, but something like that. Okay. So, I'm really only super interested in, we're going to do some general, really rough sculpting of these. We might come back and touch them up later, but again, there's going to be so full planting here, you're not really going to see these. This bunker will be in play, so I do want to spend a little bit of time on this one. There we go. Just a little bit up here. Just don't have a name for this course. We're at the halfway point. Usually by now I've got an idea of a name, but not sure yet. I'm not sure if I'm going to open this up to naming or what. So I'm not looking for course ideas yet, so don't throw name ideas in the chat or in the comments for now. So I haven't decided if I'm going to open it. I might do a little Twitter naming thing, I don't know. Or I might just name it myself. Coursey McCourseface, obviously #1 contender. Usually is. Okay, I'll have to clean that up a bit. Still have to do some kind of more precise fairway sculpting, so I kind of have it playing the way I'd like it. Don't think it's quite there yet. We'll get it there. We'll get it there. Okay. We'll just do a little bit of... Probably bring this down a bit. Just so I can see that front edge a bit more. Okay, well, I feel like we've made a decent little start to hole 8. I mean, most of it's in already. Do we like it, though? Did we go maybe a little wild with the bunkers? I mean, just looking at all the other holes, you're looking at 2, 3 bunkers, and it's like, boom, hole 8's got them all. But once I plant it here again, these aren't really going to play as bunkers. I don't think so. Easy to pull out as well. I got a couple other backup ideas in the case this doesn't look great, but I think it's off to a good start. I love that look there. It's coming along nicely. This front 9 kind of a good mix of coastal and inland holes for sure. And we are just coming up on the 15-hour mark of this. So thank you guys again for watching. Again, appreciate the support. Love the likes and subscriptions and all that stuff. We're getting close to 9,000 subs on the channel, which is crazy. So again, I really appreciate everything for you that you guys do to support me. So I'm going to keep making content because I love doing it. So thanks again, and we'll see you next time.